really a dud, you guys. Let's try that again. Welcome to May team meeting. You guys all have the food in your mouth, just, spew it out. Okay. As always, please remember that when you guys are lead generating, you are following the TCPA guidelines. The reason why we review this every time is because we don't want you to get any fines. And we're putting up the dollar amount up there. So anytime you're calling a client, receiving a call from a client, trying to find a client, please make sure you're following guidelines. Okay. These, of course, are our preferred vendors. How's our relationship with them going? Are we liking it? Are we not liking it? Let's get some feedback.
Well, we can't say anything bad about Gavin.
Oh, yeah. See, Gavin is
Been a real,
Stand up guy.
Yes. We sure hope that you're out there giving them a shot or an opportunity as they have poured into you. Be sure to pour into them in their businesses. Okay. All right. So of course, we're always gonna visit our MBVP. There's two B's in there, so B squared. And these are our belief systems. This is what we come to work to do every day. And as we're helping all of our clients, we are out there executing any one of these opportunities. So who can give me a mission moment from the last team meeting? Who's got a good mission moment?
Ready.
Ready. Tell me today.
We played with animals.
Yes. What else? Outside of Red Day. Every month, guys, I challenge you to find those mission moments. We have to have gratitude in our life. When we have gratitude in our life, we have greater things that come to light because what you focus on expands, right? So give me one more. Think really hard.
One.
Okay.
I had a situation last week where I had someone call me to see my listing. And when I forewarned their number, there was 25 criminal convictions on there, from assault with a deadly weapon to drug possession. So I asked Matt Hemingway to go with me on the showing. I just didn't feel comfortable, and he did, and everything was fine. The guy was totally weird, but I definitely appreciated having that in the office.
Awesome.
I have a moment for you.
Okay.
My daughter graduated 8th grade, so I no longer have a private tuition.
That's awesome. And congratulations to your daughter. What we got on chat? All right. Chantel says, yay. Okay.
Did you say it like that? She'd be like,
Chantel, I'm gonna give you my best Chantel. Yes, honey.
yes.
All right. Here we go. I don't know what this is. Okay, ALC. Let's start off with Jen. Give us an update on your committee and what you're doing.
Hi, I'm Jen. I'm running the career development. We are working on getting some classes from NAR that will also go for your CE. July, maybe early August, updates to follow when we meet on Thursdays at 3 o'clock.
JJK.
Hello, still JJK, still heading up that ALC growth committee, and we are really kicking into gear on career night. I'm excited to have Lisa Miller and Devin Cates kind of working side by side with me. Devin's making a lot of calls, doing some invites, and he's taken the initiative to be at career night and has said kind of caught the disease, we'll call it, you know.
Yeah.
And hopefully he'll be helping out too. So y'all are welcome to attend career night. You're welcome to send your people there. Please come with them. Yvonne was there last time. It was it's always cool to have people in the group. And besides that, every other Wednesday, when we're not at career night, we get together from 5:30 to 6:30 and just try to grow our business or grow our systems so they're better. So we welcome you to attend.
I do want to comment on that. I was also there and they did phenomenal. I mean, I already knew a lot of the stuff anyway, but they were very informative and explained thoroughly with every new person and, you know, everyone comes from a different background and they were very, I mean, they were really good explaining everything, so.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, if you are there, be prepared to talk.
She's not shy about that. I do know that. Don't walk by. Okay, I'm kidding, walk by. Chantel, take us away, sister. What are you guys doing?
Hey y'all, this is Chantel Harris. If you don't know me, honey, get to know me. I am the chair this year of the financial committee. Can you hear me or am I echoing?
You're good, you're good.
Am I good? Okay, cool. So we meet normally once a month on Thursdays from 6:30 to 7:30. But right now we are spearheading the Financial Peach University. We are in week 6, honey, and we've already had a member in our group who has cut up their credit card. Woo woo! And they're getting closer to being debt free. So I'm super excited about that. It is working. We probably won't have our next financial committee meeting until we have wrapped up Financial Peace University and we will be done the first week of June. So we have 3 more sessions. If you are interested in helping us with the financial committee, let me know, send me an email. My email is Chantel, that's SHANTELLE @KW.com. And yes, I go by first name only because I am the one and only Chantel. So I think that is it. Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. So Chantel, stay on for us and let us know what our questions are for the town hall.
Okay, so town hall this week. I'm sorry, guys, I could not be present right now, but I will be present shortly, probably in the next couple hours for ALC meeting. However, honey, I had like a hair emergency, so pray for me. We only have 2 questions this week. One of them was, let's see, does the Market Center charge a transaction fee for helping clients secure an apartment or home for lease?
If it's a listing.
If it's on the listing, it's like, okay, cool, thank you. And then the other question was, how close are we to finding a new managing broker?
We would be a lot closer if everyone would give me one name.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
And again,
We want a better answer than that. Come on.
we have tried to interview other managing brokers. It just has not come to fruition. You know, it's just like recruiting, to be transparent with you. You guys all see me recruit. And so finding another managing broker to get them in the Keller Kool-Aid, if you will, is just as the same conversation of, hey, you're a producing agent. I'd love to talk to you about KW. No, I'm good where I'm at. Okay, I absolutely understand that. But we are looking for a managing broker who has had at least 2 years experience. If you or one of you want to raise your hand, we can also have that conversation with you, but we still are looking for that 2 years managing broker experience.
And just think about like the pickings are pretty slim. If you think about like how many offices are in the area, there's really not a lot to recruit from, you know, for a managing broker. And a lot of them own their own offices. So, I mean, we are looking at them too, because I'd love to merge, you know, if we could.
There's been a lot of phone calls lately. Don't worry.
But then just trying to find someone that would fit in is, you know, also hard.
Yeah, Marianne, thanks for making the shoes so big.
Thank you for explaining that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, welcome to our newcomers. Hide some of these, sorry, let me get rid of them. Okay, so this is April's top individuals by production through KW. I've actually had a lot of conversation or questions lately about the what I send out at the beginning of the month for the graphics for Facebook. So in KW world, you guys are all held to a different metric, if you will, versus the rest of the world. And what we want you to celebrate externally, and of course, we celebrate you on all platforms, whether you have reached your goal or a personal goal that you've achieved. When you tell us, we want to help celebrate you because we celebrate you as an individual. Those graphics that go out are based solely on Meris because that is the only comparison we have to external agents as well. So internally, we will celebrate here. Those graphics externally, those are celebrated based on what other external agents would be viewing as well. Okay. I don't think any of you guys want to get a phone call about, I see your volume was only 1.5. Why does it say 3? And then you're trying to explain that, right? So it's just to help clarify everyone's. So everybody give the top a big celebration for what they did. And then these are our first listings. Give them a big round of applause. First closings. All right, you guys talked about Red Day earlier. Okay, Red Day was so much fun. I swear Anita was out there bossing up that fire pit. So here are some fun pictures that we have. I want to give Yvonne a big shout out. She spearheaded the organization of that barn, and that barn was a hot mess. Rough. So they did a great job organizing that. All of our gardening friends. Yes, all the muscles. This was such a man picture, you guys. Some potting. Do you want to do this?
Yep.
Okay, so we want to, is Gavin?
Easy.
So we wanted to give Gavin a big shout out. You are our vendor sponsor of our Red Day. You were out there, you were getting dirty with us, and we just really want to celebrate you and say thank you so much. So. You have an honor. You don't even have a Red Day shirt on, man. All right, we got to fix that. All right. Well, teams, give them a big round of applause. You guys have noticed the individual teams has grown quite a bit. So we're seeing a lot of growth in agents' businesses, maybe some even adjustments from teams down to individual teams. There's just a lot of movement going on, which is it's positive progress. All right, our cappers, give them a big round of applause. And here are our top teams. Keep going. Shout out to Miss Anita. She was our growth partner for the month of April. And of course, our top groups, give them our final big round of applause. And I want to go back really quick. Any of these slides you guys can take from the slide deck and post on your own personal pages if you wanted to. So don't be afraid to take the picture, break it apart, whatever you want to do. This is to celebrate you guys, okay? Okay, so what happened in the market center? So we went from individual, now we're gonna go to market center, and then we're gonna go to a national level, okay? So we closed 131 units. That was, you know, at the beginning of the year, we talked about having a 30% reduction. It was only a 7% reduction year over year for us last year, or the last month, which is great. So it means that you guys really, maybe, I'm deducing based on the numbers that you aren't feeling the shift as much. Maybe some of you are feeling it heavier than others and what that may look like. So we're going to talk about that. But as a whole, as a market center, you're really not feeling the shift in the market as much as maybe some predictions have said. You took 75 listings, you sold 56 of them, and we wrote 170 contracts. So what is it that you guys are experiencing in the market? This is our opportunity to chat about it as a marquee team. So what are you experiencing right now? Let's talk about on the list side. What are we experiencing?
More listings.
More listings. Sure, absolutely.
Houses.
Okay, shortage of houses. When you get a listing, what's happening?
Well, in a minute.
Okay, so kind of a repeat of last year, right? They're selling pretty quickly if it's a good price, quality home, right? So what do you mean by that?
offers and.
Okay. Cool. And what are some of the tactics that you're using to keep those offers organized?
Yeah.
Command
Offers.
okay, command offers. Okay. What else are we experiencing? Repeat, okay. And when you put it in a spreadsheet, you just put like offer one, offer two, and all the details?
Yeah, we
Okay.
categorize the purchase price, anything that has a major factor, what the special agreements say, so it's columns, purchase price, the closing date, type of loan, things of that nature. and then
Sure. So what I'm hearing is you gotta use a little bit of bigger bait to get the fish, which is the listing, but once you get the fish, it's a pretty big fish. Is that what I'm hearing? Okay, so what is the bait that you're using to get the listing? Communication, how's that? Relationship? Okay. So being,
Intentional about contact and keeping social.
okay, so diving back into your relationships, I love that. Okay, let's move to the buy side. Probably the pain point, right? All right, so tell me what you're experiencing on the buy side. Competition, sure. Okay,
Unrealistic expectations.
tell me more.
Buyers who haven't bought a house in so many years, they can buy the same house they bought 5, 6, 10 years ago. The price and the want don't match.
Or their parents tell them what they bought their house years ago. Yeah. Oh, that's the worst. fault.
Kill a deal,
Yeah.
I don't know, usually the facts kind of bring that conversation right around. It's like, okay, if you, were a seller today and your house was worth this much, would you take $30,000?
Right.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Sure, absolutely. So knowing the facts, I love that. Okay. What
Anita
else?
says, have to think outside the box to make your offer stand out.
Ooh, tell me more.
Someone write me an offer and offer to pay my seller's moving expense.
Oh, interesting.
And their closing costs.
And their closing cost. Interesting.
Right, that, you throw that in special agreements.
U-Haul, this day, that day, up to this
Hang
amount.
on, guys. Hang on, guys. Say it again. Sorry.
In this, he asked, how do you write that out? Just anything else, you have to be detailed. I can provide you a truck on this day, from this day to this day, this time, up to this amount of cost to be used, under the context of the rental agreement,
Accept that agreement?
Yeah, in that case, they did.
Can I ask, did the buyer's agent call you? I'm sorry.
There were a lot of other special terms that off.
Sure. Did the agent call you ahead of time to figure out the seller's motivation? And was that a specific point that they asked you about?
Had that in his pocket. It was just a cherry on top.
Interesting.
There were 11 offers, I think, so.
So how many of us are having PTSD from last year?
Massive.
How are we managing that?
Thing in writing, using the CRM. Communicate, over communicate.
Okay.
Try in your TC's office sometime.
That's fair. Okay, so it sounds like, not to give you guys the Jesus answers, but it sounds like knowing what you need to say on the listing side, but also maintaining those relationships. And then being prepared on the buyer side with facts is what's going to be important for you to either win a deal and stay in relationship with the listing agent to win the deal on making those offers. Anybody else experiencing something a little different?
I like that I'm experiencing more just genuine communication between agents. We're all tired. This is overwhelming for everyone.
Yeah.
I feel your pain. I'll tell you everything I can, but I'm experiencing more cooperation, even in tough situations.
It's true.
But it's not when trying to get an offer and are we experiencing that?
Okay.
Because I think everybody's out for this desperation and everybody's saying things and acting like that. I had a listing, I'm just gonna be real honest here. I had a listing in Troy. And I had an agent, every hour, tag teaming me between their team members, sending me messages, asking me questions. They didn't even put an offer in. They were asking and asking, and my seller is like, Because I take my messages and send them directly to the seller. I do not answer them, sellers answer them.
Yeah.
It got to the point where it was almost the point where I needed to call a managing broker and say, listen, back your people off.
Sure.
Okay, we're all desperate to find a house for our buyer. That was really craziness.
Sure.
I couldn't even do my job because I'm busy with all this tag teaming, and then I'm getting the messages going, why aren't you answering our questions? Da, 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 da. We had it open for 5 days for touring. Start on day 1, and on the 5th day, you still didn't even put an offer in, but you have absolutely taken hours of my time, and then when they put an offer in, their offer was not accepted. They wanted to know the terms of the one that was. Wow, it is crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I think at the end of the day,
Yeah.
they're not my only person I deal with. I deal with hundreds of people every day, and my sellers are like, are you guys kidding me?
So we just know that when those situations happen, we are emotionally intelligent people. And we can just be the kind end of that, right? And just help redirect them of like, hey, this is when I can respond to this. And if you get me all your questions in one swoop, I'll be happy to answer them and provide them back to
And
you.
we had to, not a group, but we had to do an email and say, here are the questions that are being asked and make a list,
Sure,
and have the seller answer them and send out to all
Yeah.
agents. It was just
sure.
a lot,
Sure.
a lot.
All right.
But I think the agents, I know they're desperate. They need to pause for a second and realize that everyone's in the same boat.
Yeah.
No.
Absolutely. Don't let your emotions, keep your emotions between the lines, right?
Hard to do.
It is. Okay, so this is my identifier. We just went individually. Now we went to market, what we're experiencing. Now we're gonna go to nationally. So I'm gonna have you guys pull out this paper. And this is the economic outlook from NAR. And I gave you guys all a copy. I will also have it sent in the email after this recording's done. Hide that. Okay, so for our people on Zoom, okay. So this is the economic outlook through Q1. Yes, so if you notice, I want you guys to go all the way down to about middle of the graphic here, right here, where it says mortgage rates and what they're expecting it to do. So through Q2, they said mortgage rates are they're gonna average. Now, don't take this per specific. I know some of our C's in here are like, well, it's actually this for FHA. Okay, hold on. On average, 6.3. Is that what we experienced? What was Q2's average interest rate? If you don't know it exact, it's okay. Was it a little higher, a little lower based on the contracts you were receiving? A little higher, right? Now, Q3, we're in the middle of Q3 right now. What are our rates right now? Ryan, you just did a
Q2 now.
Sorry, yes, we're in Q2 now. I'm so sorry. So if we were projected for higher for Q2, Ryan, you just did a rate update. I saw your post. What information did you find out?
As far as mortgage rates go,
Mhm.
I leave that up to the professionals.
Good answer.
Yes, we have a professional.
Gavin, what are the rates doing right now?
Say mid 6s on average. I looked yesterday, it was 6.55 nationally.
Okay.
Conventional.
So, what are you hearing from Freddie and Fannie about what's to happen in Q3 and Q4?
Everybody's projecting a decrease.
Okay.
They're hoping, they've said mid 5s by end of summer. I'd say optimistically mid 5s by the end of the year.
Interesting.
So hopefully we see, low 5s, high 4s by 2024.
Okay.
That's not, don't hold me to that, but that's just,
I was gonna say,
Sure.
you need to make that happen, Gavin.
love to, believe me, I'd love to.
Okay, so if we notice, we have two things happening. This is not gonna be an exact graph, guys, so don't yell at me. All right, here we go. We have rates that went, let's see. They went down and then up and then back down again, right? So rates are gonna go like this. Okay. What did so now go to the next block, and it's talking about homes. So in general, what are you seeing happen to the numbers of homes between Q3, 2, 3, and 4?
This year.
Yes. What do you see happening?
Only flexing a little bit.
Okay, so then if they're gonna be even, but then there should be an increase.
Small increase.
Yep, after 1 and 2, right? But think about that nationally, we're the Midwest. Sometimes we feel things a little harder, sometimes we don't feel it at all, right? So we're gonna say that it's gonna look like this. Just barely a little, right? Barely a little, okay? What does that mean for here? What happens to home prices when that happens?
Inventory is
Interesting though,
low.
because this is projecting an increase.
So at the end of the year, they're projecting an increase in homes, right? Does anybody know what's happening June 30th?
Election? No. Coming up anytime soon.
The mortgage,
Oh, you're
memorandums being
talking-
released. So people who are REOs are starting to leave those that are going into foreclosure. You're gonna see them quite a bit more. So you're gonna have an influx right in the middle of June of REOs. You notice that's why there's an REO and HUD class coming up. HUDs, foreclosures. Okay,
It's already happening.
yeah, it's happening.
It's already happening this week.
Right, so there's supposed to be an even bigger increase after June, right? So you're gonna have an influx of homes of these styles of homes. We're gonna have a decrease in mortgage rates, which is going to give us higher ability of buyers. We'll have more buyers. And then we're gonna have a decrease in property until the end of the year. What happens in the difference there? What happens to home prices when there's an increase of demand and a lower supply?
Goes up.
Through the roof. So what do you need to tell your sellers right now?
Right.
Start listing right now so that you can get the sellers here. What do you need to prep your buyers for? What's the conversation?
Ready to make some good offers.
They're ready to make some good offers, right? And prepping them appropriately with that kinds of conversation. So then if you also notice, if you have a lot of investors, you can see like the multifamily units are supposed to go down quite a bit. That's pretty normal for seasonality. This is great for you to take back immediately. What I would do this information, your team leader is telling you to go make a smart plan for any lister who's been holding off and say, NAR is saying to start listing right now to prepare for the interest decrease so that you can have more buyers to have a higher increase in your sales. Any questions? I see some maybe other thoughts. What's your thoughts, Ryan?
My thought is listing right now means a sale right now.
Could be.
And the mortgage rates are still, we're not really preparing. Listing now is not preparing for the future mortgage rates.
The conversation of listing now is different coming from the realtor because we're realtor to realtor. The mindset of telling someone to list now, they're gonna take action when.
Right, because it takes them a while to get ready. We have a list of things for them to do to get.
Absolutely. So you're starting the conversation now so that when they're ready, they're gonna be at the most opportune time per NAR.
The other thing is though, that we work with investors to be reaching out to them because investors want the foreclosures.
And you'll have more investors, especially with, there's so many investor products out right now, right, Gavin? You would agree that, I swear everyone's, and I think it's great, wealth building, do it all, I love it. But if there's gonna be a decrease in, the investment style homes, that then again creates demand, which then creates a higher increase in price. Right?
Well, the cash investor is great right now, but the interest rate for an investor right now is horrifying.
That's true. That is very true. Any questions on this? The link will be sent with you. Do you guys have any thoughts about this?
Seems like you should be working with your buyers right now, preparing their credit for the next 3 months.
There you go. Yeah.
And having that conversation of what was it like 2 years ago, because that's going to happen again.
Yeah. It's helpful. Did anybody already predict this happening?
Can't wait for 20.
We had this conversation after the national recap.
That's right. Yep.
Seriously.
Okay.
It sets up an entire different thing again for 2024.
Okay. We're gonna go back. Still in Zoom. Am I still? Okay. All right. Oh, you're cold. I am hot. Feel my face. You can't be
No, I
cold.
just-
Okay, if you guys have not downloaded the new Command app, which is version 1.8, you can do so here. There's actually now a new Teams app as well. And it can do all the things. You can actually download all the contacts from your phone into Command, which does it pretty easily. It'll also automatically create some of the tags for you. Has anybody had the opportunity of using the new updated app at all? I know we did it in class. Anybody want to share their experience with the new app? Go ahead, Sheila.
It's really awesome for making, I mean, you can see it on the screen right here. Instead of saving everybody's contact information in your personal phone, you can go to the app and you can call your clients from the app. You can text them, you can email them, and it logs on their timeline the email that you sent. So you have all of the tracking, the text that you sent, so you don't have to save all your texts anymore. And will track the phone calls you made. So it all stays in their contact card if you make it from there.
Pick your brain.
Yeah.
And so we don't actively use Command for communication with our clients. We have a different system. What we experience in that system is that our phone numbers from that system come up as spam and get blocked. Because the carriers all have such strong spam blockers now. When you call from your Command app, are you using, does it call from your own phone number? Or is it a different number?
Go ahead.
I'll answer that. Because it's different. Oh, you go ahead and answer it because I want to know. So there was an update to it that I actually tested it with Cheryl. When I called Cheryl from the app, it came on her phone as Alicia Frank from my phone number. So when I text her directly, it's going to come from my phone number. The only time that you use a Twilio text message is if you're doing mass texting, and that's the only time it shows up as a separate phone number. So it's you. It's not a third party phone number.
Mass do it, then it's gonna give you a robot.
If you use Twilio, it's. If you use Twilio for the mass texting part of it. Yeah, so like, go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say, so if you shoot a text message in Command right now,
Let me text you?
So I guess my overall question is for those people who use.
can I see
other
what you're doing while you're?
system, you might be a person who accesses. Are you finding any?
That'd be different if they already had your number saved in their phone.
So, and that's how I counteract it, is to send those text messages to say, this is me, save this in your phone.
I can't.
Okay, I'm gonna text you.
That's what we have to do.
So it just carries over, it just switches to your iPhone.
So let's put it, then it does that, and then when I go back to command, tracks it.
Hey guys, really quick, if you
I know.
use Twilio like I do, when I send you a message like, hey, here's today's classes. If you're going into your contact cards in Command and you're selecting multiple people on your check. And then you're doing full text message, that's when it's gonna send potential spam. But if you're doing what Alicia just said, it's not going to. If it's
Ryan,
100%
just describe what you just did, what you just saw. What did you see?
So she texted me from the app, it pulled over, it brought up her iPhone text messaging app. And she sent the text message, but she went back to KW, Command, and it asked if it would like to save that text. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, so it's
Text back.
tied to your actual phone messaging
Right.
system in that case.
Next question. If I text you back right now.
Yeah.
Will that show up into Command?
Let's test it.
So is that just for iPhone or Android too?
Both. Yeah, it's whatever you have linked to your,
It says-
so.
You don't have to-
So it sent the text message directly back to me. And my timeline though, let me see. I wonder
I
if,
feel like it'd be hard for Command to pull a text message that I sent you.
now when people text me back on my Twilio, I can definitely respond back and forth on a Twilio. So I will check my command later. I'll send screenshots
At
of
least you
it.
got your data that you sent,
Right.
whatever notification to them.
Absolutely. I'm just saying with Command, the new app, it's going to track, we talk about tracking, a lot of talks about tracking. You should be tracking all of your conversations. I will tell you right now, more than ever, buyers and sellers are super anxious in how they perceive conversations. It's so important to track. I had a conversation with this client about this. We kind of make a joke in some of the command classes about charting. When a nurse comes in or a doctor comes in or anybody comes in, they literally write down every single piece of conversation that they had with you. You should be doing that in command as well. It's the #1 way to protect you against fair housing violations, against ethic violations, against did you do the same thing across all the board with all the people kind of violations? Just whatever CRM you're using. Of course, I'm going to talk to you about command because that is KW, but just please be sure that you're documenting
You can
everything.
access our command,
Only you.
only us.
Yes. There's no other person who can access it unless you have given them the password of some way.
Well, we can see your opportunities.
Right.
The leadership can see your opportunities.
Right, if like you enter a deal.
Submitted them.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you're asking if I can get into your contacts, no, ma'am. That's the #1 creed of KW is that you own your contacts, even when you leave. And in fact, the only person who can delete or add or anything of the contacts is you. You're the only person who has that applet in the settings. Sheila, you have a question?
I just wanted to say, Jen has a really great example of why command using this is so important with cell phones right now.
Oh, yeah, my iCloud failed me and I lost everything. The only reason I have my contacts is because I linked everything with command.
Wow.
It's got my conversations in there.
Wow. Last thing I'm going to show you in the app is we're all spending hundreds of dollars on amazing, beautiful, some of them, these super tin business cards. You now have a digital business card. You have a business card anytime you go somewhere. Don't leave my screen, it's correct. And you can say, here's my business card. So have you ever been somewhere and you're like, oh my God, business cards? Lie, no more. The last thing I'm going to show you is in that same button. So you're in command, click the face, share my app. How many of you guys are sharing Zillow pictures and stuff from Realtor?
I share my app.
Okay, I see it on Facebook and Twitter and all these things all the time about people selling or sharing Realtor and Zillow and Trulia and all these things. And I'm like, guys, those are brokerages. They are internet-based brokerages that take the information from the clicks and they now have your contact information. You have now just given another brokerage your contact. As much as we're concerned about KW taking contacts, you just did it yourself through social media. So don't do that. Just do it through your own app. And then the app communicates it back to command that they were looking at all these houses. Amazing. All right.
Hey, Alicia, can you remind everybody to email from yesterday?
Yes. So one thing is with command updating, when they pulled all the information from Winmore into command, it pulled all of your bank information, but not your beneficiary for a profit share. So you all received an email yesterday from Ginger about you need to go in there and redesignate your beneficiary and please just double check your banking information.
And that's where you go change it. So if you want it to be directed to a different bank account, you just go in there and change it yourself. So you now have the authority to do that. We don't ever have to look, do that for you.
Absolutely.
That's just for profit share, not your commission direct deposits.
Correct.
Okay, if you're still struggling with DocuSign, KWRI is providing a lot of leverage to market centers now, and you can get 2 free sessions on how to incorporate DocuSign better into your command. If you want to have a one-on-one session, go ahead and scan this now. Oh, go ahead. I didn't see anybody pulling it up, so.
So our main competitor in real estate has now switched to Dotloop across the board.
Yeah. Mhm.
Are we gonna stay with DocuSign?
Well, we have both.
Yeah, we have both.
Keller went back. Dotloop came back to it pretty shortly after we all left them.
So here's so I want to revisit that story since we're on it. So Dotloop is also owned by Zillow or the Zillow umbrella, and so is Showing Time. I have not read any of the legalities, but if I were an umbrella corporation who owned the top 3
Platforms.
yeah, platforms, avenues that agents own, I would own every single piece of information that they put in there. Have you guys started noticing on Zillow that when a property goes under contract, it starts saying what it went under contract for? Oh, pay attention to that. It's because if it's in .loop, they own the rights to the information in .loop. That is why Gary Keller chose not to use .loop. You can use it on your own accord if that's how you choose to do business with your clients. And you said, we're going to DocuSign because we want 100% privacy.
Oh, we use showing time. That's how we schedule every single
I
appointment.
don't put my client's name in there. I put
I don't put
Jane.
names in there either. Yeah, never. Yeah. never.
Do what?
Yeah.
Put their phone number in there?
I don't,
Oh.
when I schedule a showing for a client, I just put Jane Doe.
I know, but when you have a listing.
Yeah, no. Well, that part I have to if they're going to, yeah.
So we are giving them the
That's the
information.
only thing I can put up, right? So.
Alicia, am I under the wrong impression? Because I thought when we made that switch from .loop to DocuSign and .loop came back begging for us, Gary said he would allow them access to us, but he protected us and said they couldn't have our information. Am I wrong on that? Because that's what we took away.
We do not have partnership rights with .loop like we do with DocuSign. I don't know that conversation. I'm happy to look that part up, but my understanding is the reason why we didn't partner with .loop like how we did with DocuSign is because of that information sharing.
Yes, I remember that to be accurate, where they started to take our info and then Gary, as he does, protecting us and our database said no.
Right.
But then when we walked away, they came back under the umbrella, from what I remember,
Sure.
and Gary said, you do not touch my KW people's information.
I remember that same thing, because I'm a .loop user, so that's the only reason I recall that
Yeah.
information.
I believe you can personally opt out too,
Yeah.
like in .loop, but you have to know to do that.
Yeah.
Like you can go into your .loop and opt out of them
Sure.
receiving your data.
I didn't know that update, but that's why we have the AOC. So thank you so much for that. Okay, so 4 proven lead generation tactics to thrive in a market. This is actually another free course that if you wanted to, remember, we are in the market of lead generation. So if you wanted to take a couple classes on that, there's a few coming up. Feel free to pull out your phones and get ready for this class. Looks like the next one, it's in 2 days.
Also, guys, remember, I send these slides out to you if you don't have the time to screenshot that.
Upcoming KWRI learning events. So there's a lot of events coming up. So here's the number one thing about some of these is if you feel called to do more in the market center, or, there's more to real estate than just being a real estate agent. Think about all the people in our office who do more than just sell traditional real estate. We have some who are lenders. We have some who are bold coaches. We have some who teach classes at other offices. We have some who, title company and just all of the things. If you're wanting to improve that style of real estate, these are some classes that you can take to develop even your public speaking. And then KWRI wants us to let you know that we have a lot of new books and information out there in our Keller Inc. resources. I have taught the GPS class and the 411 class so many times that the form always seems to change. And, some people like me who have ADHD, I can't do lines, I need the mess. And some people are like, I can't handle the mess, I need the lines. There's so many different templates now that you can get in there and utilize what's best for you. All right, here's some new designs that you guys can take advantage of. I see a lot of you. It's kind of funny when Canva sends out like a new template, because then all the realtors are all using the same template. Differentiate yourself, right? You be the brand. The reason why we all know the siren from Starbucks is because nobody else has the siren from Starbucks. The reason why we know Target is because nobody else has the thing from Target. So differentiate your brand and use these graphics. There's a new color of real estate. If you guys want to be designated as an agent of distinction, the next class is May 20th. And lastly, again, we're going to push another opportunity for you to lead generate. If you've not given 72 Sold a chance, definitely give them the opportunity. I did receive an email, interestingly enough, on Saturday that an office in Arizona started lead generating in Illinois. And 15 cities in our immediate area received leads all the way from Chester, all the way up to Jerseyville with leads, and they were trying to give them out freely because they couldn't work them. Opportunity for you guys to receive those leads. All right, and you heard Mr. King talk about Mega Agent Camp. Again, this year they are holding to the 10 million or higher. I would suspect that if they're pushing it this hard, maybe they haven't had a lot of people sign up. And I know in true real estate fashion, everybody waits till the last minute, but be on the lookout if that ceiling or that requirement gets lessened. Yes. Here's our profit share so far for this year. Okay, back to our clapping hands. Are we ready? All right, so this is everybody like closing from the month of April. Give them a big round of applause. Listing. And our home run hitters. Madden, where are you? I thought I saw you. There you are. Can you come up with your beautiful pin and pass it along?
All right, well, I sure was surprised when I got off the elevator about a month ago on a Wednesday, and Andrea greeted me with this. And since I don't get to come to very many meetings, I don't really know everything that goes on. And so I was very flattered. I found out, of course, this came from Dietrich. Thank you very much. It's very kind and thoughtful. And it really made my day, and my whole month. It meant a lot to me. So it's hard to decide. I could think of about 10 or 20 people right off the bat that this could go to, and I think really deserve it, and earn it. But I did narrow it down to one. She's a really, really nice person. He has always been helpful with me in the classes as I've taken what I can, since I've been here, and has offered to help me. She's even in some of our coaching class, she's just always there. She's very knowledgeable and helpful, has good tips on how to further myself and my business and learn more. So she's not here right now, but believe it or not, she's actually coming here in a couple of hours to help me with command. And it's Lisa Miller. That she deserves it.
So Lisa's actually online. Lisa, you want to come off mute? Maybe she's with the kiddos. No worries. We'll get this to Lisa. Thank you so much, Sandy. Hey, who can tell me about the contest? No one? I need to be like, wah, wah. I mean, okay, the remarkable is still up for grabs. We've only had 2 contestants right now, and there's still 14 days left of the month. You guys are out there, you're in the field, you're in relationship with these agents. Don't you want them to have the same opportunity that you've had coming to KW? Don't you want them to also prosper? Don't you want them to have wealth building opportunities? What are you doing? Take them out to coffee, get to know more, and then bring them here so that I can have a conversation with them, because that's what we do in KW world. I want to be very careful. I'm not afraid of the word recruit. I am the recruiter. You are the relationship builder, okay? You're the reason that they get in front of me. I just want to go have coffee with them, show them how great your life is. If it's not great, let's also talk about that, right? But then let me talk to them. And I will tell you, the ones that have come to me, I will tell this month, the ones that have come to me and have said, yes, I'll talk to your team leader, already have created a great relationship with them. And it starts with you guys, right? That's the partnership with KW, is that you build your downline with passive income because of a relationship. What else does that sound like, guys? What else does that sound like, guys? Lead generation, such that when they come to me, I then show them the KW way. Okay, so again,
Who's the 2 in the lead?
so it's our very own Julie Mayfield and our very own there. Right? Yeah. Into the remarkable standing yet, because that's to be a minimum of 3. Can't say how much each one of them has. They must be producing and they must have agreed to have a conversation with me. Like I said, I don't want you printing off the MLS and being like, here's all 100,000 real estate agents in the area, okay? Get me some names, guys. Get in conversation with them. All right.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
So this might feel awkward to you when you are communicating with an agent from the other side, especially if that agent has had a lot of experience or is pretty well respected in the industry, or you yourself don't feel like you've had enough success. So I'll just give you in my halfway doing things, right? So I will call the agent after it's over, usually a week or two after the deal's over. I've already sent them a thank you. I've already texted them, you know, hey, great to work with you. Can't wait till we do it again. But then I call them, you guys, and it's something real simple like this. Hey, Alicia, I'm going to give you a text. I'm going to give you a quick call. Do you have a second?
Sure, no problem.
Perfect. Call her. Hey, Alicia, it's Julie. Guess what? We're done. And I feel like it's wrapped up with a bow. How do you feel?
Oh, so great. Yes, thank you so much. You were really awesome to work with.
You too. So I'm going through the last month's sales, the last quarter sales, the last month's deals, whatever you want to say, with my team leader. And she's going to ask me who I liked working with. And I'm of course going to say you. How does that make you feel?
Oh, man, that's flattering. I will tell you, side note, this conversation doesn't happen anywhere else but in KW world. Gosh, that's so flattering. Wow, thank you.
So you know what? She's gonna want to call you. Okay, and I'm going to say, if you're okay with me telling her it's okay to call you, she's gonna call you. And she's probably gonna talk to you about KW. And I just want you to be ready for that, because you know what? Even if it's a little annoying right now, it's a compliment. It's flattery. So just take it at that and take her call. Is it okay if I ask her to call you?
Yeah, sure. Why not? No problem.
Okay, no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
Take the call. We're good?
Yeah.
All righty. Well, let's do another deal soon.
You guys be human. I want you to be human. I don't want you guys to be robots. Hey, come to KW. No, be in relationship. Anytime I talk to another agent externally, the number one reason why they went to the brokerage that they were at is because they knew someone. It wasn't about the splits, wasn't about the deals. It was because they knew someone there.
Mhm.
And the reason why they are there is because, oh, my best friend is here. Awesome, but how's your business doing? I mean, it's okay. It could be this, this, and this. Awesome. Is the friendship greater than the business that you're taking home? Okay. Think about that. Okay. I love you guys. Okay. So this is wow, this still says March. Oh yeah, we're 2 months behind. This is what we have contributed so far to KW Cares. Give them a big round of applause. 1,240. Now this is the big one. As of right now, KW Marquee Cares, we're just going to pass over that only because we didn't get those numbers updated and we apologize. Keep sending in those commissions. Thank you so much. This is from Amy. Be sure to send her some love while she's out right now. You guys are doing great. You really took it in stride the last time she came up here and talked to you. Please keep sending them in. All right. Okay.
I had severe anxiety about this.
Okay. Okay, so
The email from Ginger about your beneficiary, she wants you to email me back as soon as you do it. Don't worry about emailing her, just send it to me. You can just say done, like agent profile, and then done. You don't have to put anything else, just done. We have 2 office spaces available. The one up here by Alicia's, that one is a 12 by 10.10. With windows, it's $243.10 a month. And then we have one right back here behind this TV, actually. It's 7 by 9, no windows, $117.81 a month. If you want to inquire about that, get back with Amy when she gets back. She'll be back next Monday. Really quick, love y'all. We're a partnership, right? Yes. Okay. So to be in partnership, we have to work together, yes? And that means helping me keep the office clean, right? Yes. Okay. I'm gonna ask you very gently, because don't cry. Some of you probably saw that post this morning. Please don't leave your dirty dishes in the sink. This is just a blanket statement. We'll have the dishwasher done on Fridays, and then I'll come in on Monday and there's a bunch of stuff in the sink. There is a scrubby pad and dish soap underneath the sink. Wash them, leave them on there to dry. That's fine. I'll put them away.
Question, what do you do you run the, how do they know if they're clean or dirty in the dishwasher?
The light will flash on the front. There's orange light. I'll order one of those little things that says, come on in, we're clean, or sorry, we're dirty. I'll get one of those. Just look at that.
Come on in, we're dirty.
Yeah. Or
There's
easily,
a sexual harassment class being held.
She said it, I just corrected it.
yeah, or super simple. Pop the door open. If it smells like dishwasher pods, it's probably clean. Throw your trash away, y'all. I'm tired of finding bottles of water in the stalls or trash on the floor in the bathrooms and the hallways and the stairwell. The stairwell, that's a safety hazard.
Mhm.
We about had a heart attack when the fire safety people came in to check the fire extinguishers. We literally panicked and ran because there were trash in both stairwells. Okay. If you spill, please wipe it up. You guys know when you're spilling coffee, it's on your hand.
My word.
Hand. Push your chairs in. It's frustrating to come in here at the end of the night. It's already 5 o'clock. I don't turn lights off until then. And I've got to come in, push. You know, the lights turned off, take the trash out, all that stuff. Just push your chairs in. If I'm a little old lady walking behind you, I don't want to trip my feet on the chair and fall. Okay? And then please return voicemails, emails, fill out registrations. It's just common courtesy, especially this beneficiary thing, right? Just work with me, work with Ginger. Okay? I love you guys. So thanks.
We comment on any of this?
Be a good
Yeah.
roommate.
The bathrooms are terrible here.
Yeah.
I mean, terrible. I am gonna get you the key.
That front stall, it's broken. I can't get it open.
So I've got dispenser keys, which I asked about them this morning. I'm getting them for you. So that she can have her own dispenser keys, but they're not being cleaned at all.
We'll take that up with the cleaning crew. Thank
They
you.
come in twice a week.
Okay, so Brokers Corner on behalf of Ginger and Anita and our various managing brokers. Okay, so a couple of things. Some of us take compliance fees or additional fees to pay our TC work. Could you please change your language from compliance fee or Illinois compliance fee
Or
to
admin fee.
Or admin fee.
Fee or anything.
whatever it may be, to just fixed rate commission? The reason being is because, yes, in the past, there has been lawsuits. And if you are not paying that compliance fee to someone else, you can be in trouble. So please change that language effective immediately to fixed rate commission moving forward on all contracts.
So for an admin fee, it is fixed rate commission.
And you can just do 6% plus $4.95. You don't really even have to
Yeah, that's what I
explain
do.
it. But if you're in front of a client and they're asking you about it, you can just say, hey, the $4.95 is my fixed rate commission. And the 6% will be based on your sales price. Right? Like that's how you would explain it. But we just want to avoid admin, compliance, doc prep. We want to get all those words off of there and just, it's our commission, right? Or it's your commission. And
So
you guys
recommend-
can charge what you
Still
want.
recommend putting in that special agreements, just saying $4.95 special, or just do the, in the spot.
Put
that
it where
says
the commission spot is.
6% plus $4.95.
It is little, but it does fit because I've seen it on lots of people's stuff.
Okay, we've got to keep going, guys. So when sending for signatures, please put Ginger's full name. You are sending it like a signature. If it's through Dot Loop, it's just the can sign. We're not doing the one where it says can edit and fill. We've received some that say Ginger, the managing broker, or just the field and it's not assigned. Please assign it to her as if it were a client and put Ginger Blasingame and then send it to the compliance, KWM compliance email, okay?
And Anita and I are monitoring that together and we monitor it 7 days a week, not 24 hours because we do sleep, but you don't have to text us or anything when you send a document. But if we haven't signed it within 3 hours, you can send a text then, okay? And then we'll jump on and do it. Because sometimes, you know, we're teaching classes or in a meeting and, you know, we just aren't watching it 24.
Listings cannot go into the MLS without a managing broker, sorry, signature. We get these back sometimes in compliance and we see, oh, Ginger's signature or whoever's signature is 4 weeks after the fact at the closing table with the managing broker signature on it then. I'm getting in a lot of trouble. I don't want to be audited. I've seen another office go through the audit and then 2 weeks later that team leader quit. And I don't really want to quit. So please, the moment you get a listing, you send it to them. As of right now, if you get a listing and you're one of those people, we're not saying names, you have to now print it off and have it wet signed by your client. By the managing broker in order for it to be viable, because you can't have different times on there, significantly different times.
Well, in the law states, we have to provide our clients a copy of it within 24 hours of signature. But you can't put it in the MLS a month before I sign it. So something's off. Anyway, we are watching that really closely.
And then lastly, as we're moving into our more HUD foreclosure REO season, HUD, Fannie, and VA do not allow a flat rate. So if you're someone who charges more for your services, you cannot do that on these styles of homes. It's only what is disclosed in the MLS that is going to be paid to the agent from these, I don't know what to call them, venues, if you will. If you do charge, you will have to collect that either prior to the transaction. So I've seen recently, I don't have a lot of answers to this, but it's an option for you to explore if you want to, that you take in a retainer and you hold that, and then it's paid to you at the end when the transaction closes, or you take it, you collect it outside of the closing at the closing. Okay, now you will have to explore how to do that legally for you and your safety. The Market Center is not responsible for assisting you in collecting your commission that you negotiate with your client.
Just make sure it's written to Keller Williams Marquis because it does have to go through the Market Center. But we do have situations where recently we had an agent close on a VA property, a VA listing. And so they wouldn't allow the transaction, you know, the 495 on there. And plus she was charging 3% and they were paying 2.5%. They wouldn't allow the difference. So what we're saying is, if you do have that in agreement, just have your client bring a check payable to Keller Williams Marquis at closing or get it beforehand. Does that make sense?
The best option is to get it before closing, because once they close, they have the house. And then you're scrambling trying to get your commission.
And I would add to that, just good practice, have that conversation with your client before closing day. You know, if you're showing them a listing that is below your minimum agreed commission, the respectful and good way of operating is to make them aware before you ever step in that house, so they know they're bringing that extra money.
Thank you. And they can base their offer off that if they know they have to come up with the difference, you know?
Okay, Sheila.
Right. Faster than I was planning on. I have notes. Some of you know, I just got back from 10 days on vacation. I know. You guys, guilt-free. No, I didn't think about this at all. But it's because my brain is foggy. So one thing I just want to talk to you guys about as far as coaching goes is how right now it's so important to make sure that we're holding ourselves accountable. And sometimes we do ourselves in the mornings, right? Some of us, about the things that we're going to do. And you get to the end of the day and you didn't do the tasks that you said you were going to do. That is the #1 cause of a lowered self-confidence with agents, are those things that we don't do. And so we all need a little bit of extra accountability, and that's what coaching provides. We're here for you, Pam and I. Pam, are you on? No. Okay. Oh, thank you. We're here to provide that structure, that accountability, the guidance, the support. Growth in your business requires transformation that you were not doing on your own. And a lot of us sit here and we say we're going to do these things. And what we find very often when we're coaching people is that it's so easy to even tell us, I'm going to make 10. And then when we have our check-in once a week, those 10 calls a day didn't get made. So to yourself, and if some of this sounds a little familiar to you, just have a conversation with me about what I might be able to help you with, how I might be able to provide a little bit of service to you. And keep in mind, because I hear this sometimes, right? I can't afford coaching. I'm not a MAPS coach. It's not $1,000 a month. Because that's what MAPS coaches are.
Yeah.
For 4 half-hour sessions a month. I'm much, much cheaper than that. And I'm much cheaper than the opportunities that you're missing by not having that accountability. So having a sale that you didn't previously have, and Pam getting a little bit of that in coaching is so much cheaper than not getting a sale at all, right? Make sense? And let me just leave you with, you guys know me, this is a lot for me to say this to you. Growth requires you to know the thing that you suck at, right? And sometimes we put that to the back of our minds and don't acknowledge what we need help with because we don't want to ask for help. So my door is going to be open the rest of the week. So today is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 9:15 to noon. I will be in the office. I will be accessible via Zoom if you prefer. If you can't be in here, I prefer in person because 93% of what we do is body language. So then we get the real us, right? But just pop by, have a chat with me, see how I might be able to help you because we'd love to have you part of the group and see our office grow.
Thank you, Sheila.
You're welcome.
Okay, so then we have some events coming up. If you're excited about these, KWYP is having a national summit June 1st or 3rd in Fort Worth, Texas. Then there is a class on having $200 million worth of referral business. That's pretty amazing. And then we are having a monthly mastermind that anyone can attend if you would like to be part of that. And then they do have a new prayer huddle. If you wanted to participate in that, it is via Zoom from 7:30 to 7:45 every month. Okay, the Realtor After Hours is Wednesday, May 17th. You guys have heard a lot of communication today about spring conference. If you haven't registered, go ahead and register now. You guys can also get a lot of CE done. Did you guys know that at spring conference, there's CE happening there at a, from what I understand, exponentially decreased rate. And if you are like me, like last year, I was like margaritas and CE, probably wasn't the best idea. You probably need we have Anita's REO class. I'm actually inviting the entire board to this class, so you guys can reach out to your favorite agents, co-brokers to come as well. It's so important. She's going to teach everything, not just about REOs and foreclosures, but all the websites, how to gain access. You may bring your laptops and actively do it with her so that you can be, it happened 2 weekends ago. I need to put in an offer for a HUD home. Okay, have you ever registered there before? No, how do I do that? Okay, well, it's gonna be a little bit of a longer process. So get yourself prepared for the HUD season. Four Corners is actually hosting a blood drive here in our parking lot. It's here, it's in here now. Yeah, it's in here. Don't come that day, maybe if you're blood squeamish. So it'll be July 24th from 2 to 6 p.m. Come donate some blood. And then, are you still doing Got Your Six? I guess we don't have information on that.
We're waiting for Global Brew because they opened a new restaurant right next door. So we're behind on our flyers.
I have a connection for you. So Shannon Scott's sister.
I'm working
Lauren,
with her.
Okay, great. And then yes, please know that there's some updates to lockbox payments with cyber. If we don't have those lockboxes back, there will be some charges to that. We already talked about that, and you're done. Yay! Thank you so much. Alrighty, guys, have a great rest of the month. We'll see you tomorrow, actually. Bye. Bye.
What a smart aleck, right? She knows I love her. you before.
Will you guys please check your mailboxes before you leave?
In the. Okay.
Cherry, you might. Loving it.
I bet.
Automatically goes into one. So it must have been.
Oh.
This is bringing me, and when I log in, I'm already in it, it was instead of my own personal, so.
That's
Reggie's.
Our vacation.
No, not at all. We did nothing. Oh, I better put the chair.
Yeah, I was gonna say, look at you.
Amazing. Best water pressure I've ever had in a shower in my entire life. Like, everything we did was right. Bed, little. And then you just. You're in so much pain. I had, thank goodness, my monthly massage was this morning.
I went for a massage this month.
It's so nice. Right? So, thank goodness it just happened to have done this, because I feel better, but I've taken so much in the last few days.
Yeah.
Honors in the car, and they had no cushion. So